Have you ever considered the impact one individual can have on the course of history? Today, we delve into the life of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, a man who did just that. Born on a warm summer day, August 17, 1887, in the coastal town of St. Ann's Bay, Jamaica, Garvey was destined for great things. His parents, Marcus Garvey Sr. and Sarah Jane Richards, were humble folks who instilled in him a love for learning and a strong sense of identity. As a young boy, Garvey was fortunate to have access to his father's modest library. This was where he first began to explore the world through the pages of books. He was largely self-educated, and it was in these early years that he developed a keen interest in African history and culture. The stories of Africa's grandeur and the plight of its scattered children fascinated him. Garvey's intellectual curiosity extended beyond the classroom. He traveled around Jamaica, working various jobs, soaking in the experiences of his people. This period of his life deepened his understanding of the socio-economic conditions of the African diaspora in the Caribbean, further fueling his passion for African history and culture. Over time, this passion evolved into a profound sense of duty. Garvey increasingly saw the need for a unified global African community, one that took pride in its heritage and worked towards self-reliance. He dreamt of a world where people of African descent could reclaim their dignity, erased by centuries of enslavement and oppression. This dream stayed with Garvey as he journeyed to London in 1913. Here he was exposed to new ideas and perspectives, further shaping his vision. It was a vision that would birth the Universal Negro Improvement Association, a movement that would reverberate across continents. But that's a story for another day. Garvey's early life laid the foundation for his future activism, setting the stage for a remarkable journey. His story is a testament to the power of self-education, the importance of understanding one's history, and the potential for change that lies within each of us. In 1914, Garvey made a move that would forever change the lives of people of African descent worldwide. Fascinated by the history and culture of Africa and the African diaspora, he felt a deep-seated desire to foster unity, pride, and self-reliance among his people. This marked the genesis of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, or UNIA, founded in the heart of Jamaica. The UNIA was more than just an organization to Garvey. It was a symbol of hope, a beacon calling out to people of African descent across the globe. Its mission? To promote Black pride and self-reliance. Garvey believed that the key to uplifting his people was empowering them, to believe in their worth, their strength, and their potential. He envisioned a world where every person of African descent stood tall, proud of their heritage, and fiercely independent. But Garvey's vision didn't stop at the individual level. He saw the UNE as a catalyst for collective change, a movement that would unite people of African descent worldwide. He imagined a global community, a network of individuals working together to uplift each other, their communities, and their nations. And so, the UNIA began to grow, fueled by Garvey's passion and the shared dreams of its members. From a humble beginning in Jamaica, the organization rapidly expanded, reaching out to corners of the world Garvey could only have dreamed of. Each new member brought with them a spark of hope, a belief in Garvey's vision, and a commitment to making it a reality. In a world where people of African descent often faced marginalization and discrimination, the UNIA offered a refuge. It was a place where they could come together, share their experiences, and work towards a common goal. They were no longer alone. They were part of a community, part of a movement, part of a dream. The UNIA became a beacon of hope, uniting people of African descent around the world. It was a testament to Garvey's vision, his determination, and his unwavering belief in the potential of his people. The UNIA was more than an organization, it was a revolution. Garvey's vision extended beyond immediate change. He dreamed of a future where Africa was a homeland for Black people, free from colonial domination. This dream took form in his most famous initiative, the Back to Africa movement. A dream that was not just about a physical journey, but also a spiritual and cultural one. It was about reclaiming heritage, dignity, and self-reliance. Garvey's call was not simply for a migration, but for a renaissance. He believed that people of African descent, whether in the Americas, Europe, or elsewhere, had a shared destiny, one that could only be fulfilled in Africa, the ancestral homeland. This was a bold vision that challenged the status quo and sparked intense debate. But the Back to Africa movement was more than a call to return. It was a call to rebuild, to create a strong and independent Africa. Garvey believed in the power of economic self-sufficiency. His vision was not just about returning to Africa, but establishing a new order there. A Negro kingdom, as he termed it, where black people could control their own destiny free from colonial domination. To bring this vision to life, Garvey and the UNEA embarked on various initiatives. These included plans for agricultural and industrial development, education, and even the establishment of a shipping line to facilitate the return journey. However, the movement faced many challenges, from logistical difficulties to opposition from colonial powers and even skepticism within the black community itself. Yet Garvey remained undeterred. His passion and conviction rallied many to the cause, and the Back to Africa movement became a beacon of hope for millions worldwide. Even though the grand vision of a mass return to Africa was not realized in Garvey's lifetime, his ideas had a profound impact. They inspired a sense of pride, unity, and ambition among people of African descent that continues to resonate today. Garvey's dream of a Negro kingdom in Africa became a potent symbol of black empowerment and self-determination. It was a dream born out of a deep love for his people and a fierce belief in their potential. And it is this dream that continues to inspire the ongoing struggle for racial equality and justice. Garvey knew the power of communication and economic independence. He used these tools to further his cause. Marcus Garvey, a man of vision and action, understood the power of the printed word. He knew that to reach the masses, he needed a platform that would amplify his voice and propagate his ideas. Thus, he founded newspapers, including the influential Negro World. The Negro World was more than just a newspaper. It was a beacon of hope and a rallying cry for people of African descent worldwide. It brought stories of black success and achievement to the forefront, challenging the narrative of racial inferiority perpetuated by mainstream media. It also served as a platform for Garvey to spread his ideas and mobilize support for the Pan-African cause. Each issue was a clarion call for unity, self-reliance, and pride in one's African heritage. But Garvey didn't stop at newspapers. He knew that economic independence was paramount to the empowerment of people of African descent. Therefore, he ventured into the world of business, establishing ventures that would provide opportunities for economic growth within the black community. One such venture was the Black Star Line, a shipping company aimed at facilitating trade and transportation among black communities worldwide. The Black Star Line was more than just a business. It was a symbol of black self-reliance and economic empowerment. It stood as a testament to Garvey's vision of a world where people of African descent could control their economic destinies. It was a tangible manifestation of Garvey's belief in the power of black entrepreneurship and economic independence. Through these initiatives, Garvey made his mark not just as an activist, but also as a visionary entrepreneur. He recognized the power of communication and economic independence in driving change, and used these tools effectively to further his cause. He not only talked about empowerment and self-reliance, but he also put these ideas into action, creating platforms and opportunities that would enable people of African descent to uplift themselves. Through these initiatives, Garvey amplified his voice, mobilizing support for the Pan-African cause. His legacy continues to inspire and resonate with generations, reminding us of the power of communication, economic empowerment, and unwavering belief in one's cause. Like many who challenged the status quo, Garvey faced opposition, yet his legacy endured. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Jamaican-born activist and visionary, was no stranger to adversity. His Pan-African ideals and the monumental efforts towards uniting people of African descent were met with resistance, often from colonial authorities and political rivals. Garvey's ambitions, particularly the Back to Africa movement and his endeavors to establish a Negro kingdom, were seen as an affront to colonial powers. Consequently, he was embroiled in legal troubles, which eventually led to his imprisonment. Yet, despite these challenges, he remained undeterred, his spirit unbroken. But as is often the case with figures who dare to challenge the system, persecution did not spell the end for Garvey's vision. Instead, it served to fortify his legacy, ensuring his ideas would echo through the ages, well beyond his lifetime. Garvey's influence permeated through subsequent generations of civil rights leaders, activists, and thinkers. His advocacy for black self-determination, economic empowerment, and cultural pride was a beacon of inspiration for the likes of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and Kwame Nkrumah. These figures, each in their own right, carried forward the torch lit by Garvey, advocating for racial equality and justice. They were guided by Garvey's conviction, his uncompromising belief in the potential of people of African descent to shape their own destinies. Marcus Garvey's impact extends far beyond his lifetime, inspiring movements and individuals dedicated to racial equality and justice to this day. His legacy is not confined to the pages of history books, but continues to resonate in the hearts and minds of those who continue to fight for the rights and dignity of people of African descent worldwide. As we reflect on Marcus Garvey's life, we see a man who, despite adversity, championed a vision of unity, pride, and self-reliance for people of African descent. His legacy serves as a reminder of the power of conviction and the potential for one individual to shape the course of history.